What's up, America? Welcome back to Happy Friday, America. That's right, your destination for weekend fun. Happy summer solstice, guys. It's the first day of summer. It's fantastic. The sun sets later than it ever does, and then it goes back the other way. Enjoy it while we have it. I love 9 p.m. sunsets. My name is Kevin Batstone. I am ready to rip tater chip. Having some fun, of course, with my buddy across the table, Mr. Arthur. Hey, can you guys make your own plans raw?
You know, I'm looking forward to the weekend, and I honestly am looking forward to a weekend of, I kind of want to just check out.
I like it.
Sometimes it's just fun to check out, and what we're going to check out next is
Today in history. That's right. No nuke news today, but we got some fun stuff.
There is no nuke news. I searched for it, too. I didn't see any bombs drop on June 21st. So, 1788, U.S. Constitution comes into effect when New Hampshire is the 9th state to ratify it. So we talked about the Continental Congress. We've talked about all this other stuff. Now it's the Constitution coming into effect. One of the most powerful recent documents ever created.
603, baby, my home state, anytime. Always a shout out.
Hey, man, you know, that's where it started for us. 1904, the U.S. Republican Party nominates Theodore Roosevelt for president, but not without opposition from those whom he called malefactors with great wealth.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like, you know, rich people not wanting to let him in, or like, you know, the people who control things. I don't know. There might be an episode on Discussion Combustion about those folks.
There probably is, yeah.
However, in 2015, 94 people died and 45 people were hospitalized after drinking moonshine in Mumbai, India.
You got to be careful with the shine.
Do you remember hearing about that one?
I remember hearing something about people drinking things. I didn't realize it was moonshine. Now, I don't know if this is the traditional kind of shine. This might be some different kind of shine.
No, I mean, look, it just goes to show that, like, alcohol is no good.
It's no good.
And people were dying over this. I wonder how much they drank and, like, how much moonshine... How big was this batch to kill 94 and then
it probably
hospitalize 45 others? That's like
there was probably something else in it.
You know, that's like 150 people. Like that's a lot of moonshine.
I mean, it doesn't take much moonshine to get sideways. That stuff's brutal, especially if it's like that. You know, that hee-haw moonshine.
Yeah, got to be careful. Got to be careful
with that.
And then in 2020, Kurt Cobain's guitar from Nirvana. He performed with this guitar during MTV's Unplugged session. Nirvana performed Kurt Cobain's guitar. Can I say it? It sold for $6 million in 2020, and that was a record.
That is pretty amazing. First of all, MTV's Unplugged, which was one of my favorite segments of the 90s, this was the first one that they ever did.
Oh, really?
Was with Nirvana. It's a great watch, of course, and all of the music, nerds. $6 million, though, even if I had the money, I don't know if I would pay that for Kurt Cobain's guitar.
No, I wouldn't either. But it's like, MTV, they don't even play music anymore.
MTV, in my opinion, died in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
When it became drama TV.
It was cool when they were like, you could actually watch music videos for hours on end.
Yeah.
On MTV. It was actually cool back then.
You'd come home from school, it'd be TRL, and then it'd be music videos, and then there'd be like a music documentary about Metallica. Mm-hmm. It was cool. It's not cool anymore.
Actual music TV, and then now they're just catering to drama TV.
Now it's just 24 hours of ridiculousness. That's all that's ever on that network every time I click on it.
Yeah, Rob is his name?
Rob Dyrdek took over the network.
Yeah, and he's making the hand over fist.
He also owns DC Shoes.
He's doing well for himself.
He's doing extremely well. All right, let's keep it moving here. So out there in Las Vegas, you folks probably heard about this by now. The story broke earlier this week, last weekend. Going back to 2020, remember when all those mysterious monoliths were appearing all over in places, mostly deserts, mountains, just odd places. And then finally somebody from New Mexico, there was a group that was like an artistic group that took responsibility for it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they were getting it all over the world. It was appearing in places like Scotland, in Ireland, in the States. It was over in Australia.
Was it the same one?
I don't know about that.
It was
I'm not sure.
Like, I feel like it was multiple.
It could have been.
But I don't know.
It could have been. And the people that took responsibility for it might not even have been them. They were just looking to get their name out there. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's come up again out there in the hills of Las Vegas, out in the desert. Folks say they hike these trails all the time. Never seen anything like it. And now there's this massive structure, approximately 10 to 12 feet tall. It's extremely reflective, 360 degrees. I mean, it's a really cool piece of art.
Yeah. It's basically like a triangle.
Yeah, it's basically like a triangle sitting in the middle of the desert. It's probably pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's got some weight to it.
It's probably hollow.
It's probably hollow, but
and then it's just mirrors. It's like mirrors.
And it's mirrors.
So who is doing this? What is the like? Obviously, some buzz is happening around it.
Yeah.
People are talking about it. It's on the news.
Mission accomplished for them.
So who is who's benefiting from this? Is my question.
I think
that's
they're
what
just
I think
fucking
about.
with people.
That's what I think about.
I think that's what it is. They're just messing with people. They want to try and push like the, we know the UFOs are out there, but they're trying to tie that to this, and that's been dropped in by some alien, some sort of extraterrestrial life is putting these things around to try to fuck with humanity. When the reality is, I think it's probably just a bunch of people who have pulled off a brilliant artistic prank, if you will.
Yeah, they have like clubs that are world round. It's like a world round club where they're all in cahoots. And they're just trying to. But what's the overall goal? Do you think it's just to have people wondering?
Yeah, I think it's just
the mystery.
Yeah, I think it's just to mess with people.
Why do people love mystery so much?
They love it because people want to try to figure things out.
Like we don't know. But then once you figure it out, like is it even as satisfying as the wondering why?
Well, if you figure it out, is that actually the reason, or is that just what you believe? Could
know.
It be somebody else's reality? I don't know, but the fact remains. If I was out there, I would want 24/7 eyes on this thing, because when they say it vanished, let's put a camera on it. Let's watch that thing vanish in the back of a Ford pickup.
So it was there, but now it's gone.
No, it's still there, but
Okay.
I'm predicting that by next Happy Friday, it's going to vanish.
I mean, you got to see some tire tracks or something.
Something has to be
Or
there.
they're like airlifting it in.
But see, that would you pick up on radar, like getting a helicopter in there. I don't know, man. It's kind of fun to talk about. Obviously, we're trying to speculate who's doing it, why it's there, where it's going next.
I don't know. I'm cool with like, as long as it's like kind of innocent fun.
Yeah, no one's getting hurt.
As long as there's no like malicious thing
I don't
coming
think
out of
anyone's
this.
getting abducted by it or anything.
You know, like what's inside of it? What if there's actually like dead bodies inside of these things?
I haven't thought about what's inside of it, but it's not big enough to
Maybe it's hollow.
contain.
But you said it's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, that's not that big though.
I mean, isn't it like? I mean, that would fit me.
Yeah, you'd probably fit in there.
Not even 6 foot.
Maybe both of us could fit in there. I don't know.
So then you could hide bodies in it.
You could hide bodies in there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's other things in there that we don't know about.
I think that whoever's doing it, keep it up, and there's probably a hidden QR code on these things.
I bet you know what probably could be in there? An endless supply of coffee. And that's a great segue into our next thing. You got an article here about coffee.
I do. So moving into coffee and health benefits of drinking coffee. Now, this one covers people who are sedentary, that don't really move too much. And so if you're one of these people that you're sitting more than 6 hours a day, apparently there's a reduced risk of dying of all causes if you drink coffee. So I'm kind of like looking into this article. It's a little odd because obviously we all die eventually. So you can't reduce the risk of dying. However, if you are a stagnant person that's not moving around so much and you don't drink coffee, then you have a higher chance of all of the risks of dying more
By not drinking coffee.
than if you were drinking
So
coffee.
I'm at an elevated risk, being that I don't drink coffee.
No, but you're not sedentary. Like you're
Okay.
not just sitting around on
No,
your
that's
ass
true.
all day long.
No, I don't do that.
So it's mainly for people like that. So
Interesting.
there are some studies done on it, and apparently it's like maybe the coffee drinkers, they actually get up and move around more or something.
Well, I mean,
or helps with cardiovascular health. They're claiming as well in here.
Well, I've heard that in other studies too, that caffeine in general, coffee specifically, opens up capillaries, increases oxygen and blood flow throughout the veins to the brain. That's why it alleviates headaches. That's why, it's been known to get people up and going in the morning. But it's also addictive.
Well,
Addicted.
I mean, yeah, everyone's like, what are you addicted to? But it's one of those things where it's just like we hear studies where it's like, oh, coffee isn't the best for you, or like, you shouldn't, and then now you should, and then
Yeah, it's always back and forth.
It's all over the place.
Red wine's good for you. It isn't. Beer was good for you. Now it's not. Coffee is good for you. It won't be.
Well, wine is not good for you. Okay, it's just the best out of all the alcoholic beverages because it does have the antioxidants in it. But you could literally just go get antioxidants without having alcohol, and that would be better for you than drinking wine. So that's just an excuse for people to fucking drink wine.
Of course. Additive free too.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm in the industry.
Look, I like coffee. It's good news for you coffee drinkers out there, especially you lazy ones that sit on your ass all day. If you're drinking so if you're a lazy bones and you don't like to move around, just start drinking some coffee occasionally. And they say you should have more than 2 cups. Is people who drink more than 2 cups of coffee, they have less risk for all causes of morality.
I bet you
or
the folks
mortality.
that are drinking coffee that sit on their ass all day do not put their shopping carts away.
People who drink coffee
Sit
but
on their
are
ass.
also sitting on their ass
Yep.
don't put their shopping carts away.
Yep. I bet you a lot of folks that do drink coffee and get up and move around also don't put their shopping carts away.
I don't look. People should put their shopping carts away.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of, segueing into an article that doesn't exist here, but it's just common courtesy. There's been a big thing on the internet about people putting their carts away. Not cart narcs, not what we were
More
talking
stuff
about.
now.
There was a woman that came out and explained why she didn't do it, and everyone's praising her for her bravery.
What?
Yes.
What did she say?
Basically, in a nutshell, she was alluding to the fact that it reduces her chances of getting abducted, it reduces her chance of violence occurring, and it provides job security for the cart boys. And this shit went on like San Diego's local news or some shit, went viral on TikTok, and now people are like, see, that's why we don't put our carts away.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, long story short,
What time?
the lazy bones.
How often are people getting abducted from King Super's parking lots or general store parking lots?
Yeah, not very
when
often.
returning their carts.
Yeah. I mean, when you're out there getting, cranberries at Vaughn's and you think you're going to get abducted, get over yourself.
Yeah, I think some people will just make every excuse to be lazy and to drink wine or whatever the fuck. Look, I wasn't drinking, and then I made an excuse to have a couple beers because I was at a Cubs game, and it's like that's an excuse.
Of course.
And after I drank those, I felt hot. I started sweating, and it was unpleasant.
It'll happen. It'll
So-
definitely happen. So a lot of lazy bones out there. There's constantly things happening. I'll tell you something cool that happened. So in my random records this week, don't worry, David Rush is at the end, but he's not the star of this random record. So back in 2022, a couple by the name of Lavi and Ollie decided to take on a record to be the youngest couple that traveled the world. So it's been done before, but the age here is the statement that needed to be broken. So that now the average age between this two upon completion is 33 years, 247 days old. Okay, this took over 2 years. The trip took them exactly 589 days. Okay, they went to 5 continents, 39 countries, on some motorcycle. I mean, just kind of crazy. If you scroll down and click this link, you can see pictures of them on this adventure. They kind of did a vlog along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the equipment that they used. But this is a serious commitment. 589 days out there, not just on the road. I mean, traveling continent to continent, overseas, up the mountains. Pretty intense.
That is pretty intense. I mean, whenever I hear about this stuff, it's just like, where is your life at to where you can afford to, like, maybe you're a minimalist, maybe you only have what's in your backpack, you're like technically kind of homeless.
Probably.
But then you like had like a job that was like remote and was paying you good and you saved money. Because to like be gone for almost 2 years, right? It was like a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah, you'd have to have like 120 grand stashed.
Yeah, like how do you
least.
even afford to like do stuff like this?
Yeah.
Or like, because you see people that are like trying to do these travel things and they're like, I'm trying to travel, donations, because they're like broke in some country and stuck there. So it's like, how do you fund this? And like, what are you doing beforehand to be able to fund it? And then what are you doing after? I don't know, but I think it's cool. Life goes by somewhat fast, and I appreciate the long days, and it would be great to see the entire world and go on a journey like this. If you had the opportunity to do it, would you do what they did?
I probably wouldn't want to do it on this little motorcycle that they use. I'd probably want...
So they like used a motorcycle the whole way?
Yeah, I would probably rather use, a more efficient vehicle. I don't know if I would try to tackle this. Well, I'm too old now to be the youngest, but just traveling the world. Yeah, I would do it in a comfortable vehicle.
But
sure.
not every country might support like a vehicle.
That's true.
Like, maybe that's why you needed a bike.
Well, in places like Mozambique and Madagascar, those roads are so horrible you can't even get anything through there unless it's mega off-roading. So I don't know. I don't know if I would want to take on the entire world, but there's certainly places I'd like to go see.
It's like, what do you do after that? Like what like after you do that, like, do you like pick out a place that you haven't been?
Maybe.
Because they didn't go to every country.
No, they didn't go to not every nook and cranny, if you will. There's probably still a lot of places. Yeah, I don't know. Like Tierra del Fuego, that would be kind of a wild place to go.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places I would not want to go.
Yeah.
But I did have one person tell me that was from New Zealand. I met this person in person. And I was like, I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. And they're like, travel tip, New Zealand, it's extremely expensive to fly like direct there and travel there. So fly to Fiji first and then go to New Zealand. It's going to save like $800. And I was like, really?
Why is it so expensive to go into New Zealand?
like going indirect. Apparently, it's really expensive, but it's less expensive to fly into Fiji and then go to New Zealand.
I mean, I want to go to Fiji anyway, so it's a
I'd
win-win.
probably just stay at Fiji.
Yeah, I'm going to get one of those water bungalows.
Yeah, so I'm down to go to Fiji. I don't know. I think that's a cool world record, but you got Rush in here? What's up with this guy?
So, of course, David Rush, he's up to 178. Last time we left off, he was at like 176. So, since we last visited, he has now broken records with the most balls caught behind his back. He did 22 in 1 minute, and he did fist bumping. A previous record he broke, he did 397 fist bumps in 30 seconds.
And he's like...
Yeah, it was a team deal. He was like going down the line. Again, click the link down below. He does a good job putting up his records. David Rush is only 2 away from catching Sylvia Saba as the most...
He's going to do this.
Congruent record holder of all time. Of course he's going to do. He's only 2 away. I reckon, by the 4th of July, when we do our 4th of July Happy America special, he's going to break it.
Okay. I believe it. I truly do.
Yes. So that's the random records of the week. Let's keep moving to the Would You Rather.
Let's go, baby.
So last time on the Would You Rather, last week, all the folks over there at Twitter, X, at Happy Fry USA, you can take the poll. We asked folks, this was kind of like a wealth or a modest question.
I do remember this one, actually, this time.
Yeah. So we basically asked, would you rather have, infinite wealth but only be guaranteed to live 20 years, or live a modest life and make it to 100 years?
Guaranteed.
And so, surprising results here. 67% of America is going to live to 100.
Really?
Yeah, 67% is going the distance, with only 33% joining us, Art, and taking the wealth for 20 years.
Yeah, no, I'm going balls to the wall, making that big impact, donating, and doing stuff like that. That's cool. Thank you for everyone for participating. This week's Would You Rather, we're removing something from existence. Like it never happened. So you have to make one of these never exist. Which are you going to choose? You eliminating social media, it never existed, or you eliminating TV news, never existed and will never exist?
Social media, gone.
Getting rid of social media?
Yeah, I just feel like there's more wiggle room in social media to perpetuate fake news. You're still going to have the fake news with the TV news media, but I feel like if you didn't have the social media piece and you just had this, it would just be easier to limit the nonsense that you fill your head with.
Yeah, I was kind of like I was like wondering which way I wanted to go on this one, and because potentially like there is some positive stuff that could come from social media, and we'll kind of get into a little bit of that and shortly here in one of these other articles, but it's in our pockets. Like it's constantly in our phones. People are looking at it while they're driving, so I'm going to go ahead and get social media out of here. I'm okay with the propaganda from TV news, so we're unanimous on that one.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. I bet a lot of America chooses to get rid of the news because a lot of folks don't watch the news anyway.
Yeah.
And they don't want to get rid of their social media. So if I had to guess, America's probably going to get rid of the news.
Yeah, but what are you even looking at on your social media?
Yeah, what is it?
Like even today, like I was like scrolling, and then I'm like, this is fucking, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like it means nothing.
No.
Like what am I even looking at?
I'd be fine not seeing the cooking reels and all the shit that I like. I mean, I enjoy those.
You can still watch your cooking show.
Yeah, you can watch a program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, social media is out for me. I think that's going to be based kind of on the age demographic, too, though.
Yeah.
On who votes for what.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? I say that. There's a lot of folks that are older that do like social media. So let us know, America, which one you're going to 86.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of social media. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I like it. All right.
We had an experience with
did.
this other one, but not at McDonald's.
Was not at McDonald's. So one thing I'd like to also 86 is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Don't like it. Don't like where it's headed. So McDonald's has decided to pull it, at least temporarily for now. They're pulling the AI drive-thrus.
I didn't even realize this was happening until we pulled up to a drive-thru with it.
Yeah. Well, and we went to Hardee's,
Yeah.
which is also known as Carl's Jr. here in the Midwest. So McDonald's says they've been testing this thing at over 100 restaurants. It hasn't been going well. They're having hiccups. It rolled out. We experienced it when we went to Carl's Jr. a couple weeks ago. We were trying to order some burgers, real simple, and then it got confused, and then the woman had to come on, a human,
Yes.
and basically circumvent and override the AI. So it's not ready yet to be taking orders. I know that there's completely AI-generated McDonald's that they have from order to robotic, burger flipping to where you pick up your order. Like it's still in early developmental stages, but these drive-thrus are getting backed up because there's all these discrepancies with it. So McDonald's is saying we're going to 86 it for now until the technology gets a little better.
It's a movement of greed, okay? So you got these mega companies who have brick and mortars in every single country in the world, and then they're sitting here trying to increase profitability by decreasing the amount that they pay employees by implementing AI and shit like that. It's just straight up greed. Like, why do they need what is the purpose of implementing AI? Is it to make the customer experience better? No. It's to eliminate the amount that they have to pay for people's wages.
Right. Well, it's to eliminate jobs in general. It's just like when we saw the self-checkouts come in to places like Walmart and your local grocery store. But now those are going to be considered to go away. A lot of Walmarts are already pulling those out because of theft.
Huh.
It's so easy to get products through there than you would if somebody was ringing them up one by one. You know what I mean? So there, with everything comes, with every, what is it, equal action has an equal or opposite reaction.
Yes.
What Murphy's Law, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
When you do something like this, it's going to take away from the consumer's experience. And the other thing they noticed about this is the AI was having a hard time picking up on accents.
Yeah.
Foreign languages, so to speak. If you talk like a New Englander like I do, fucking give me a burger. It's gonna be like, huh? So it was having a hard time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And it's same with like when I call in for customer service. Like I'm on the phone with like an AI like asking me questions, and then I have to like call in several times to figure out my word path to like actually get to a real person. Cause like, so I had like some charges that were on my account that were weird. And so I'm trying to just call in to handle it. And it's like putting me through this weird rigmarole, and there's no way that the AI is going to be able to explain any of this or answer any question. It's so frustrating.
Oh, I know.
Dealing with AI. And honestly, I agree with your statement. Would you rather nix AI? Yeah, I would. I would rather nix AI.
I'd get rid of it
and get it out of here. Same with like the bots, like the chat bot. Can I help you? No, you can't, because you're just going to redirect me to something else that I could read. Like I'm in a chat so I could actually speak with somebody that I could have a conversation with and resolve it. I don't want to be talking to a computer.
No, I don't either, because you're not going to get. It's like, well, I don't know how to handle that. And it's like if you were with a human, they would go, okay, we're going to transfer you to this person or that person. I've seen it with Meta. Meta now has the AI search button, which is incorporated into their search. So like, let's say I want to go in there and look at, I don't know, the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship earlier this week. Go Boston. I want to see the celebration. Celtics celebration. AI is going to pull up and tell me, the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship against the Dallas Mavericks. I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. I was trying to search for other things. Don't like it. Speaking of Meta, you got something on social media.
Yeah, social media. How is it affecting your teen's mental health? A parent's guide. So this was a very lengthy article. Definitely go down show notes. Check out the link if you're interested here. To wrap this one up in a nice, neat bow, really there are not that many benefits to having children or teens use social media, and beyond that, there aren't too many benefits to adults using it either, right? So one of the things that they went off on as far as one of the benefits, and I'm like, all right, let me read this, is that, and it's not in here because it was super lengthy, but it was like saying how it will help people get in touch with people who have similar interests, and and encourage that social interaction about things that you agree with, or this and that. And it's like, can't you just like join a club for that? Like, couldn't you just join a club where physically you're showing up and actually doing it? So then they go through all this list of like benefits and this and that, and then one of the very last pieces of this article is like, practice what you preach, parents. So if you are setting limitations for your kids on social media, be sure to set the same limitations for yourself and lead by example. So it just goes to show you, like, it's corrupting people of all ages. It's definitely not good for teens. And we know, we've talked about this a bunch of times, but it decreases like social tendencies, and people are socially awkward and don't know how to react and interact with people, and so it's just kind of an interesting article. And I thought it was funny because in the end it's just like, and you need to practice what you preach too. So it's just like, none of this is good.
No.
And if we have to even be considering, like, is social media good for our teens?
No,
like it's obviously not. It's just like, are cigarettes good for our teens?
No.
No, I know you got something on this.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of beaten a dead horse with our positions on social media, but it just continues to, the cons continue to outweigh the pros, in my opinion. Yeah, is it nice to be able to connect with family all over the globe, see pictures, connect with an old
phone call?
Yeah, I mean,
email.
There is a couple things that come out of it, but you're right. There's still the old school communication that a lot of people don't have. You did an article last week about college graduates going out into the market trying to get a job, and 50% of them can't even hold eye contact.
Yeah,
over a third of them didn't even know how to dress. Yeah. I mean, we are significantly diminishing as a society, especially on the younger demographic. And these are the folks that are on the social media, that are on the TikToks, that are constantly consuming this garbage. And we're starting to see it transition into the real world, and it's not good.
Well, and look, speaking for myself, it is addicting. Like I'll be on, and recently this week where I'm like scrolling, I'm looking, and then like I'm putting my phone down, I'm like, this is pointless, and then like I want to pick it back up and look at it, and I'm noticing that I'm like, I'm missing out on life right now because I'm so concerned about whatever half a second dopamine hit I'm gonna get from this reel, which absolutely means nothing. It's like what, somebody dancing, like what is the value in that? And so really, I feel like any excuses that they made to propose value to social media can be found through other outlets, like reading actual books, joining actual clubs, actually like interacting with people in real life. And it's just nuts. It's just nuts. And parents are guilty of it too. And the problem is, like, just imagine the younger generations now when they become parents and they were only on their phones. Like, where are we headed? And then now we got AI doing all this stuff, and people can like make people say things, and like and we just believe that it's actual. It's only going to get worse. It's getting bad.
Not going to get better. I do predict there's going to be a trend at some point, like this whole hashtag put the phones down, hashtag 86 social media. Something's going to come about where a group of people get together and make it cool to not be on that stuff. I hope.
Yes.
But
then how do they put the word out?
Old school. Door knocking, flyers, telephone poles. Take it old school, baby.
Use social media to ban social media. That's what I'm going to say.
Hey, if you can't beat them, keep fighting. Don't join them. Don't join them.
I like that.
You just keep fighting. All right, we're moving on. So cool stuff going on. We've had the Northern Lights, past few weeks, months. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I also didn't really try that hard to go out and look for it. Mm-hmm. So the supernova, apparently once in a lifetime experience, we're going to have an opportunity to see it.
Okay.
Coming up here. They're still trying to narrow down the timeline on this, but this is a pretty good read, so I'd encourage folks to go down and check it out. It was a massive article, but I kind of highlighted a couple things. So the Corona Borealis constellation, more than 2,500 light years away, the Corona Borealis lurks, is building up to cause this massive light explosion throughout the sky, right? The supernova, so to speak.
So it's like when a star explodes.
Pretty much,
or
yeah.
Implodes is what that is.
Implodes. A star explosion, classic nova. There's a lot of different words for it. But in any case, doesn't happen very often. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to have a unique chance. I don't know where yet. I really haven't looked into geographically where we're going to be able to see it from, but that'd be something cool to nail down. You got that epic telescope. You'd have a chance to take a look at it.
I mean, looking up to the skies.
Yeah.
I wish I still had roof access because you bring that thing up
Oh,
there.
man.
But I'm in the middle of the city. Like, you still get all this light pollution. So you got to get out. Got to get out of the city. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Like the delicate balance of life, and eventually our sun will die.
Sure.
So just to exist right now and be able to complain about social media is a blessing.
Well, here's the thing: if you miss the supernova with your own two eyes, you'd be able to go on social media and watch somebody else who videotaped it, put it on there.
But here's the thing, though, is YouTube considered social media?
I think it is.
Or is that like a video playing platform?
Yeah, I mean, but it has both because there's interactions. You can comment, you can like, you can subscribe, you can.
Yeah.
Which be sure to do all those things here on this channel. You can do all those things, which makes it socially interactive, which makes it social media.
Yeah, I can see that. Because it's okay if we ban social media, like how do we get this stuff around and not make it corrupt or so it's propaganda and like this and that like. There's too many questions.
Too many what ifs.
Too many what ifs, and then how would we know where the fucking monoliths are?
How would we know? We have to rely on the paper again from 3 days ago. I don't know.
It's pretty cool. No, astronomers, and look, since we're talking about it, do you know where the largest telescope is located in the world?
Scotland.
South America. I believe it's in Chile.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And they're planning on doing a lot of cool things with this. It might change the way that we look at space.
I like stuff like that. Looking out there, aerospace, astronomy. It's all pretty cool. It's cool to think about.
The highest yacht club in the world is also located in South America.
These are fun facts.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. All right, well, that's all we have for this Happy Friday. Of course, we're kicking it off Summer Solstice weekend. Some fun things going on out there in Milwaukee. If you're out there in old Brewland, we got the Milwaukee Summerfest going on. That's all weekend long, all weekend strong.
We got the Country Jam on the west side of the Rockies in Grand Junction, Colorado, all weekend. Go kick up some dust and drink responsibly.
Always drink responsibly. I've never been to Country Jam, but I hear that's a lot of fun. So if you're out there doing that, the Stone Soul and Music Fest going on in Richmond, out there on the East Coast, beautiful, coastal area there, mid-Atlantic, if you will, if you want to, get your boot scooting on out there in the Soul Fest, and of course NASCAR.
Yeah, where's the combustion happening?
Oh man, my home track where I grew up, where these boots first got their dust. Well, these are new boots. New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Loudon, New Hampshire, guys. It's fantastic. Go wicked fast. It happens once a year. The lobster. They get a lobster for the trophy. It's a massive lobster for the trophy if you win this race.
Is it alive?
It's alive.
Okay.
And then they cook it and send it back to the winner's house. New Hampshire, I love it. I'm looking forward to this race. A lot of fun. Mash the Gas Monday night where we'll be breaking all that action down. All right, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I know you're going to kick your feet up and kind of relax a bit. It's been a busy few weeks.
Yes, it certainly has. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Happy Friday USA, Twitter or X, Happy Fry USA. Shoot us an email, happyfridayamerica@gmail.com. Let's get it.